Hi everyone, let's go through my preferred high time frame, medium time frame and low time frame scenarios, including potential trading setups. So on the higher time frame, we have been looking for a WXY with inside this red X and ABC expanding flat, currently being in wave 5 to the upside, on our way to the most common wave C target, which is between 27.7k and about 34k. Now the low of wave 4 over here bounced perfectly at the 0.5 Fibonacci, taken from the low of 2 to the high of 3, and candles are not allowed to close below the 0.5, so that was very nice. The invalidation for this trade was relatively easy, as a wave 4 is not allowed to enter the price action of wave 1, and from there we can trade this to the upside. An important target in this most common wave C target area is also the 382 Fib over here on the left, sitting at about 29.7k, as this usually is the minimum target of the red wave X in a WXY. A potential short setup would be to enter in layers in the white target box, the most common wave C target box basically, having the stop loss somewhere above and then trading it to the downside for a big swing trade to eventually the target of wave Y. I do have to say that you have to keep into account that there is also a rare wave C target above the green line over here, above 34k, all the way up to basically 40k. So with your stop loss, you do have to take this into account. However, when price is moving to the upside, I will also update you, of course, with low time frame counts, and then we can get a better idea of where this wave 5 might potentially end. The short target of a wave Y sits at about 12.7k, which also has nice confluence with this structure over here that we haven't seen since the big bull run in 2020. So backtesting this area would be very nice, and the minimum target area for a wave Y is a 0.618. However, we also have deeper targets, as you can see. Now on the medium time frame, my preferred scenario is the following, and actually on the medium time frame it is quite difficult to give an idea of a potential trading setup, as price has already gone so high in a short amount of time, and you don't really want to buy, especially with a medium time frame trade, all the way at the high. The buys were down here, however we're up here now. On the medium time frame, in this wave 4, which then ended over here, we were looking for a WXY eventually, because actually this structure was pretty complicated on the lower time frames, which you may have seen in previous videos. And wave Y ended at the 1.618 trend-based fib extension from the high of W to the low of W to the high of X, which is a rare target as well. Now we're on our way to the upside in an impulsive structure. And because it goes up so quickly, it doesn't really make sense to count this on a medium time frame. You could say it's a 1, 2, now a 3, and eventually we need to get a range in a 4 and then eventually a 5. But I do think that the lower time frame count will provide at least a little bit more insight in what I'm thinking on the lower time frame. I'll also put on my target boxes and make you have a look at what I'm thinking at the moment. So over here we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then a potential 1, 2, 3, maybe here a 4, 5. It doesn't really matter too much. It also doesn't make sense to count this in a very low time frame, because we simply have to wait for a range to form eventually. Now what we had earlier today was news, as mentioned in my previous video, at 1:30 p.m. Central East European time, that is, and exactly look at the time at the bottom. At 1:30 p.m. we crushed to the upside and eventually started ranging for the past couple of hours basically. Looks a little bit like a bull flag. If we look at the volume, we have a little bit of a corrective structure to the downside over here. However, volume is going down as well, and after such a big push, this might be a bull flag, but again, that is a might be, because also here, a potential trading setup is quite difficult to find. Now, of course, we had a big push over here, so one could say, okay, well, stop loss below this push over here, as that is then the invalidation, and I'm going to trade it to the upside. However, your risk to reward over here is not that great, because how far is it still going to go? Yes, our high time frame targets are maybe about 30k, which is great. However, we might soon be at the end of a wave 3. So maybe we get another push up, but maybe that is the end of a wave 3, and then we go for a wave 4 correction before going up, and then the stop loss would be hit. So it's not easy to trade on the lower time frame after so many of these pushes up at the moment. So it's all about patience, all about discipline. If you are missing this move up, don't have any FOMO. That is financial advice. Never FOMO into the charts. There's always a next opportunity. There's always a next trade for you. Maybe we tank down and there's an opportunity to buy somewhere, but eventually in my next update videos, whenever there's a better opportunity or potential trading setup based on what price action is showing me, you guys are the first to know. So also in the lower time frame, having a potential trading setup at the moment, very, very difficult. There is for me at the moment not really any setup based on Elliott waves that I can give or that I can at least show you guys, because we don't really know how far we're in this impulse and if wave 4 is closed, because eventually we will have a range and then it becomes more clear what kind of setups we can have when the range is going to form for eventually more upside. Well, basically because of the bullish scenario, we expect more upside. So yeah. That being said, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and I will see you at my next Bitcoin update at 7 a.m. Central East European time. Bye bye.